A YouTube guy with almost 5 million fans just got the green light to race NASCAR again, and this is only weeks after he crashed out of his very first race in just 6 laps. So why is NASCAR rolling out the red carpet for someone who keeps wrecking? The answer might surprise you. So, the guy who wrecked out of his very first NASCAR truck race after just 6 laps, he's going right back out there to try again. And honestly, that takes some guts. His name is Cleetus McFarland, though his mom probably calls him Garrett Mitchell. And on Tuesday, May 26th, his race team made an announcement that got a lot of NASCAR fans talking. Motorsports put it out on social media, and the message was short and simple. It said, "McFarland and Michigan. Hell yeah, brother. That's it." That was the news. Cleetus is heading to Michigan International Speedway on Saturday, June 6th. And he's climbing back into that same number 4 Chevrolet truck. If you don't know who Cleetus McFarland is, let me catch you up real quick, because his story is kind of wild. His real name is Garrett Mitchell. He was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and he's 31 years old, but almost nobody calls him Garrett. Back in 2015, he made up a character named Cleetus McFarland for fun, and that character went viral at a big car event. The name stuck, and it became his whole identity. Here's the thing that makes him special. Cleetus is a giant YouTube star. He started his channel way back in 2009, and today he has around 4.74 million people who follow him. His videos usually get over 1 million views each, and he posts at least once a week. He even owns his own racetrack down near Tampa, Florida. He calls it the Freedom Factory. On his channel, he does all kinds of crazy car challenges and races, basically anything fun you can think of doing with a car. So why does NASCAR care about a YouTube guy? Well, here's the honest truth. A lot of people think Cleetus is mostly a marketing move. His name brings in sponsors, and it brings in eyeballs. And there are real numbers to back that up. When he made his truck debut at Daytona earlier this year, reports showed that TV viewership was up over 20%. Now, nobody can prove that was all because of him, but a lot of folks believe he was a big reason why. When millions of his fans tune in to watch their favorite YouTuber race, that's a huge deal for NASCAR. But let's be real about something else, too. Most racing experts say Cleetus pretty much has no shot at winning. Not because he doesn't try hard, but because he's still brand new at this. He's racing against drivers who have done this their whole lives. So the goal for him isn't really to win. The goal is to learn, to get better, and to just survive the race. And that brings us to what happened at Daytona, which is the reason this Michigan announcement matters so much. Daytona was supposed to be his big moment, his first ever NASCAR truck race, but it ended almost before it started. His day lasted just 6 laps. Coming out of turn 4, he lost control of the truck and slammed into the inside wall. He finished dead last, in 37th place. After it happened, Cleetus talked to a Fox reporter named Amanda Busick, and he was really honest about it. He said, "It was insane from the start. We were immediately 3 wide, which I wasn't expecting. That means 3 trucks were racing side by side right next to him, which is scary and tight." Then he added something that fans really loved. He said, "I was having the time of my life, literally, and I just did not check myself before I wrecked myself." Basically, he was having so much fun that he got a little too excited and made a mistake. You kind of have to respect that honesty. So now Michigan is his shot at redemption. It's a chance to prove that Daytona was just bad luck and that he can actually run a full race without crashing out early. But here's what makes this even cooler. This is just one piece of a much bigger plan. Cleetus isn't just doing one race here and there. He's been slowly working his way up through different levels of NASCAR all year long. After Daytona, he signed a deal with a famous team called Richard Childress Racing. Through them, he made his debut in another NASCAR series, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, racing at a track called Rockingham back in April. He drove the number 33 car and finished 32nd. And once again, Cleetus kept it real about how that went. He said, "O'Reilly, as predicted, got my butt kicked, but I finished the race. Our goal as a team was to finish the race and not get last, so we did meet our goals." See, that's the kind of mindset he has. He's not promising to be a champion. He just wants to finish and keep learning, one step at a time. Now, here's an interesting twist. Cleetus actually wanted to race at Talladega in that O'Reilly series too. but NASCAR said no. They turned down his request because they wanted to see him get more experience first. Talladega is a super fast, super dangerous track, and they wanted to make sure he was ready before letting him out there. That's a pretty big deal, because it shows NASCAR is being careful with him. But don't worry, he's still staying busy. He's also planning to race in the O'Reilly Series at Nashville this same weekend, so the guy is packing his schedule full. And get this, the Michigan truck race actually adds a third truck race to his year. He already raced the truck at Daytona, now he's adding Michigan, and he's also scheduled to drive that same number 4 truck at Talladega in October. So Michigan is kind of like a stepping stone to bridge the gap between his earlier races and that big Talladega race coming up in the fall. Now, you might be thinking, this guy just shows up and crashes. But that's not the full story. Before all of this NASCAR truck stuff, Cleetus actually got pretty good in a lower racing series called ARCA. Over the past 2 years, he's run 9 ARCA races, and he earned 3 top 10 finishes. That's actually solid for someone so new. But the best moment came at Talladega earlier this year when he almost won an entire race. He was right there at the front, fighting for the victory all the way to the finish line. A driver named Andy Jankowiak passed him in a wild, full-contact battle right at the very end. It was so close. Jankowiak got his very first career win, and Cleetus came home in second place, so close to winning the whole thing. He also grabbed a top 5 finish in another ARCA race at Rockingham this year. So, when you add it all up, Cleetus now has 8 races of experience between those ARCA levels, plus his 1 truck race and his 1 O'Reilly race. The guy is getting more seat time, and you can see him slowly improving with every single race he runs. There's also a sweet little story behind why he keeps pushing so hard. Cleetus recently became friends with the late Greg Biffle, a longtime NASCAR driver. Now, Cleetus races partly in his memory, which adds a really meaningful reason behind everything he's doing out there. So when he rolls into Michigan on June 6th, in that number 4 Nice Motorsports Chevrolet, all eyes are going to be on him. Can he finally get through a full truck race without wrecking? Can he prove the doubters wrong? Or will Michigan turn into another short day like Daytona? One thing is for sure. Whether you love him or you think he's just a YouTube guy playing in the big leagues, Cleetus McFarland is bringing brand new fans to NASCAR. And after that rough start at Daytona, he's not backing down. He's strapping right back in and going for it again.